Well, I had an idea. I think I know what's going on. Yeah. With the perlite. I think it's actually a storage device. In other words, it's a bit like they're selling you empty gas bottles, whereas you want a full gas bottle, basically. So yeah, this one's a bit anemic, so I'm just going to get the tripod up here, and we're going to run a half-size experiment compared to our normal 2.4. This will be basically a 1.25 litre experiment to a degree, basically half of what we did before cleaning. They've all been 12 flushed, all those bottles, so you know, if there's any problems, at least we've done that sort of thing. So there we go. We'll set it up there, the tripod. Now I'm going to take my inoculant. It's getting pretty anemic now, but okay, now we're going to do 12 counts in here because it's half the volume, you see. And remember, with this polystyrene thing, it takes up at least 1 litre of a 2.4 litre container, so this is taking up 500 mils basically of the volume. So remember that when you come to your salt calculations, you've got to have half of what you have. And remember, when you come to your organics, plants can handle twice the organics than they can of salt. So when it comes to your meat, you can actually have your meat at the twice the level of your salt value. Do you understand that? I don't know if you do. 1, 2, 3, 8, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's come around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 6 seconds basically. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because whatever you count in time, half that, and you'll get a reasonably accurate representation of seconds. You might want to try that with a watch. Done it many times. It's pretty accurate. Okay, so we've done that now. Now we're going to fill it up as best we can to where we want to go with just some water, as we normally do. This is plain water. Just to the line there, because we want to give a bit of a swizz around. Just to get it in there. This one's going to take long. Now, eventually we'll hopefully see the way I've done this. I've done all poly on that one. I've gone poly down the bottom to about half, but it's illusory, and then, well, maybe I need to show you. Yeah, here, we'll take this off. So it's illusory, you know, it's about half, but it looks like it's only about a third sort of thing. But that's what I've done there basically, and I've done perlite down the bottom to about halfway, with polystyrene on the top, and then this one is the other counter control with that one, all poly, all perlite, which is also a double check on the one we did the other day. So basically I'll put the camera back on the tripod if we can. Yeah, the tripod is interrupted because it always takes about a few seconds out of our time, doesn't it? Check that we are still in line so you're actually seeing what I'm doing, because it might become important. Because I've noticed with the plants that they seem 3 got there. So now we've got up to the line roughly a little bit more. Okay, that will do. And now we'll put the lids on the containers, and we'll keep separate lids because it could become important. You never know. You might find poly plus perlite does something or other, and we find we have an effect in these two which we don't even get in either of the other two. So that's why you want separate lids, just in case. You never know. You don't want any cross-contamination if you find out that poly plus perlite for some reason has... Yeah? I'll do something. Okay. Okay, well hang on, I haven't even done that one. So I'm going to put some more in that one. Okay, this is just to mix the inoculant around. get it through whatever we get through. Now, if I wasn't doing that for show, I'd do that for at least 100 shakes. So, got to fill this one up. And because we've got the lids on all the others, you can't make a mistake with this lid on this one, you see. That's another advantage of having separate lids. If you keep putting them back on the thing, you've always only got one lid out. Anyway, now the next stage, of course, what is the next stage for us? Yeah, we're going to put out a little bit of chicken breast on the top of each one of these. We've got a nice big chunk of chicken breast. I'll just quickly grab one. Been in the sun for, I don't know, 10 minutes. This has been in the sun for about 10 minutes. As you can see with that bit of green, it's straight from our piece of green sheet. It's been in the freezer for about a week now, I suppose. So what we're going to do is, if we can, break this off. I may actually need my little knife in a minute, I don't know. If I haven't, not strong enough. They reckon I can kill people with my hands, they reckon. Yeah, so we're going to take this container and we're going to shove that down, if best we can, in the top of that container. So it sits in the top of that container. Okay, like that. And then we're going to make it confluent with the water. We're going to fill it up with the water and go on from there. Okay, make note that I'm not washing my hands between things. It might become important, but as I said, it's always, it's okay to have assumptions as long as you make note of what you do, the method, in other words. Okay, and of course then I'll add water to that and we'll keep going down the line, but we want to keep our lids on thing, you never know. You probably already have cross-contaminated, but anyway, we'll see. If it becomes important, we just do the experiment again. That's what science is all about. You have to have the ability to be reproducible. If it's not reproducible, it's not science, basically. Okay? If you don't have the ability to do the experiment again and again and again and again, and they said insanity is doing the same experiments over and over again and expecting to get different results. If everything's fine, it's like with our experiments on the ash. We did 3 weeks in a row and we got the same results, and the teacher said to both of us, well, if that's what the science is telling you, that's what it is. And I think he's dead right, because this is what it's led us to this point today. Anyway, I'll try and get this one in. Maybe it's going to be a bit hard with this one, I don't know. No, it was just a little... Okay, so now we've got our 4 containers. I will now, as you can probably see, I don't know if it's going to close in on that. We've got our containers there, with the water there. Poly in that one. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. Blah, blah, blah. And the one in there. And then we've got this one here, which is just all poly with the thing on the top. Maybe I should actually put it to spot colour and do it all again just to make sure, because there's nothing worse than not getting a screenshot of this sort of stuff. Okay, so we got it in there, poly all the way down, like that. Okay, this one, the counter control, you got the meat, the breast and the top, and it's all perlite, so it's just perlite. Now, hopefully, all the bubbles coming up, that's probably just air. It might not be. We might actually get some reductive flammable gas. But the idea is, this is a storer, not a generator. In other words, the poly generates the reductive flammable gas. This just stores it. And they're selling you a storer. Yes, it's like those plastic containers, Tupperware. They're selling you a storer at probably greatly inflated prices. Whereas what you really need is the active ingredient to make things go. I mean, you don't really need a store if you're generating it all the time. And we've learned how to improve the generation by adding some aluminium. This will start the process off. And then by Le-Chatelet's principle, you get a steady evolution. Now, you might want to try and solve that black alkali problem. That might be what the charcoal does. Maybe the charcoal solves the black alkali problem. So you can end up with having poly plus aluminium plus charcoal, and you get your steady generation of reductive flammable gas rain, noon or shine, and without any of the black alkali problem. Maybe it turns the black alkali to white alkali, I don't know. Maybe that's what all the sorting out on your charcoal is, I don't know. We'll find out in the future, but we'll get there. This one, got the poly down the bottom, so it generates the reductive flammable gas. It goes through here, and slowly it should push any of the air trapped in the container to slowly fill up all the interstices in the perlite with the reductive flammable gas, so it acts like a storer in a way. Whether it actually binds chemically to the so-called silicate in there, maybe it might actually change the appearance of the silicate over time as more and more is generated, more and more is stored. Eventually you'll get to a saturation point, and you may even get a colour change, but hopefully by that time we should actually get some of this stuff some of our organisms actually growing through here, and we can work out from the direction whether it goes up or down, sideways or left or right, whatever. We'll find that we'll learn something new. This one, perlite down the bottom, no generation down there, only generation in the top there, so we might find that the organism grows halfway down there and stops, and that will be an indicator that this again is just a storer. And we might find it goes green down there because the residual air trapped in there allows the greening effect, whether it's a secondary organism or it's the same one, goes green when it's got air, it stays red when it's in a reductive environment. Don't know yet, but we'll find out. And of course we'll start getting data back within 4 days, so this is the power of these sort of experiments. Once you start to get to know what you're doing and you get your goalposts and you get to the precision point in the learning curve, the scientific method, you can actually get data back very quickly, which will take you into new directions and things like that. So I'm telling you things, and cross off boxes you maybe stubbornly couldn't cross off for years, and suddenly within 4 days you can put a tick or a cross in a box that you've stubbornly been empty, unfilled for years, and suddenly you can say categorically, yes, this is a storer, that's a generator, or something like that. Don't know. Anyway, and it may even help you learn to build better pots to grow seed.